Hey all, so here's another bit of a story for you. I was picking again early 1990s, and my cousin, about in a town about 4 hours from Winnipeg, had a Coke machine, and I was going to go look at it and pick on the way. It was June. Temperatures were up around the 40 mark, 40 Celsius, with high humidity. So it was pretty uncomfortable driving anywhere, especially in a truck with a black interior with no air conditioning. So anyway, that's the vehicle I was driving at the time, and I headed down number one and headed out to his place. And by the time 3.5 hours rolled around, I was in a town just near his, and traveling down the main drag. And I didn't feel like dealing with anybody. I was just hot, exhausted from the trip, and the heat was just killing me. I was just drenched in sweat. So I was uncomfortable and not really in a sociable mood, to say the least. But anyway, as I'm driving down the street, I see a store, and it's being renovated. And there's a big truck in the back, a big grain truck where I guess they're hauling out garbage. And I thought, well, I really should check with this in this place, and because that's when they clean out the basement. Usually, is when they're doing renos. So I thought, well, okay, I'll take my flyer in and such, but oh god, no, I just don't feel like dealing with anybody right now. I'll check on the way back if I have a chance. So I decided against it and kept on trucking. So went on my way, and just checked out this Coke machine. It was a big, beastly. It was a 50s machine, but it was like 6 feet tall, and wide and heavy, and a boat anchor as far as anybody was concerned. But the price was right. So I ended up saying, yeah, I'll take it away. I had to bring a different truck, though, at the time. Anyway, and I picked in the area and got a few trinkets. Got some pump plates, I think, some gas pump glass plates from the top of the pump. So anyway, I got a few things. I didn't get lots. So then I ended up going back through that town in the evening. And the store that I was planning to check out was closed. And there was nobody around. It was about 7 at night. And I see another corner store that's open, and it's an old store as well. So I go in, I give him my flyer, and he lets me into the basement and everything. And the basement turns out is mud. It's got to be a foot of mud on the floor. Turned out he had just gotten one of the walls fixed because it had been caving in. I looked around the place, and I found a showcase that was rotten. So rotten that I was able to take the cast iron feet off the bottom with my bare hands just by ripping them off. It was that rotten. And there was a expanded metal frame which was meant for coca-cola cardboard signs, so I got it. And while I was down there, rain started outside, and I could hear. There was no electricity in the basement, and I was flashing my flashlight around, and I could hear a waterfall in the basement. And I flashed my flashlight around, and on the opposite wall from me was a hole about a half foot with water gushing out of it. So I race upstairs and tell the building owner, or the owner of the store, about this waterfall he's got going in the basement. And he runs around outside to the back, and the eaves troughs had pulled away, and this water was pouring down the side of his building. It was torrential rain at the time, and pouring down the side wall of his building and down into the basement. So basically I saved the second wall from being from caving in, but I still had to pay for the stuff that I had found. Didn't get any extra kudos for for helping out, helping save his building. But anyway, so I bought my trinkets and went on my way. Got home, I don't know, about 2 a.m., something like that, 2, 3 a.m. in the end. After, because it was about, about 9 or 10 by the time I finished there. Trying to find some stuff. So, anyway, so that's that. Then the next time I was out that way was late summer. And it was a beautiful day, gorgeous day, just hovering around the 20 degree Celsius mark, or room temperature. Beautiful day, beautiful scenery all the way out. And I figured, I'm going to check out this store that I was going to check out before. So I go in and I talk to the guy, and I hand him my flyer and everything. He looks at me like he looks at the stuff and on the flyer, and he says, "Geez, you should have been here in early summer." When I was. And he starts naming things, describing things that I would have given my eye teeth for. And he said, yeah, when I bought the place, the basements were piled right up to the stairs. I couldn't get into them even. There was so much junk. And he described, he said there was a bunch of cardboard signs for Coca-Cola that had a jazz musician on them. And those particular signs were about $1,200 at that time. And he had a bunch of them, he said. And I hadn't mentioned these signs. I hadn't said anything. He described them himself. And he described easily $10,000 to $15,000 worth of items within a 15-minute period. And so I'm holding my breath. I'm chewing on my tongue, biting my tongue. I do tell him. I said, those signs were worth probably, $1,200 a piece. And he said, "Oh, really? It was just junk. It was just old junk." And he wasn't even concerned. Then, the knife is already in. He's already stabbed me basically with his words of describing what he had. And he said he paid 2 teenage kids $100 a piece to haul it all to the dump. So that was bad. That made me feel like, oh geez, what did I miss? What did I miss? Then the knife is in. Then he gives it a twist by saying, yeah, if you had been here in early summer, you could have just had it. Just hauled it away for me. Yeah, thanks. Great. I probably missed the score of my lifetime for free. So, and everybody I know, all the pickers I know, never picked that store, never tried to pick that store. Had maybe thought about it, but didn't. They all missed it. It all went to the dump. I checked out the dump, I guarantee, and it was all bulldozed and long gone. I tracked down the teenagers that did the cleanup. They kept a few bottles. That was it. Didn't keep any signs, nothing. So, everybody missed out on that one. But the score of my life that wasn't is what that was. Anyway, so it goes to show you, when you've got a hunch, follow it up right away. Don't leave it. Don't wait. Definitely follow it up as soon as you can, because you never know what's going to happen, and you never know what you're missing. So anyway, happy picking, safe picking. Take care.